Welcome, my name is Mark Wright and this is Aspire Dating, where we aspire to improve your dating and relationships. Start to rebuild your life, bring joy in your life, become who you were meant to be, become your true self.
Aspire to make a difference.
This episode is about first contact. You've gotten your online dating going or sugar baby, whatever type of relationship you're looking for, and now you have a match or you have several matches and you're going, what do I do now? I don't even know where to start. One key thing to keep in mind on the matches, which is kind of a scary thing, is that about half of them are fakes and basically out after money or some other kind of situation. They're not real. So my first recommendation is when you have matches, take a detailed look at their profiles and stuff, figure out where they are and what their interests are, how their interests align with yours. Start a dialogue with them, start communicating with them. Usually it's messaging back and forth through the app or through the website. You want to kind of go with the idea that the person might be fake. So don't disclose too much stuff, especially for women. I mean, women have to be really careful about that these days. There's all kinds of stalkers and creepies out there. You just have to be careful. And it's dangerous for men too, because there's creepy women pretending to be something they're not. As we said before in the other videos, it is kind of like a hiring process. You're looking for your girlfriend or your boyfriend. You will want to ask questions like that. You will want to see, how would this person be like on a date? Would I want to spend time with this person? And again, it's a lot more than just looking at their picture and going, hey, I think this person, looks nice or whatever. You want to see how they jive and how they interact with you, how the messaging goes back and forth. Does it seem like it's like a dialogue like you'd have in an actual conversation, or is it like pulling teeth? You never want to be in a situation where you're like begging for their attention. You're trying to woo them in any way. You want it to just kind of flow. This sometimes can happen over a period of a couple hours, couple days, or even a couple weeks. I've had some that, within you get a connection and you're having coffee the next morning. I've also had ones that we matched in June and you don't actually meet the person until August. That has happened. Both are acceptable. It does happen both ways. When you're communicating, don't get too clingy, don't get too desperate. Definitely, as a man, do not send dick pics. Dick pics are an absolute no-no. I've not met a woman that has been interested in a man after sending a dick pic, especially early on, before they've been intimate. Keep the communication flowing, get to know the person. And the other thing I would also stress is, you get a match, you start chatting, you start getting along with the person. Don't stop your process, with other people you're chatting with. Continue to chat all the way along with several people you may have interest in, because at any one time, especially at the beginning type, ghosting happens all the time. You'll be chatting with somebody, it's going great, and boom, they met somebody else. They're gone. That just happens all the time. And at this level, when you're first chatting on the app, that happens, a good 30-40% of the time. You'll be chatting and it's going great, and then the person will just disappear on you. Again, this is like a hiring process. Your goal is to determine, do I want to meet this person? And I actually say the same thing for both men and women. Women have a different one. They get a lot more matches. But the numbers and the issues are still the same, whether it's a man or woman. Women still may have what she appears to have more optionality, but a lot more of the men, to be quite frank, for women are just looking to hook up. If a woman wants a serious relationship, she's got to really weed through the jerky guys, the guys that only want to get in their pants, to be quite honest. And on the guy's side, you have less apparent optionality, but they're more real. When I start chatting with somebody, I have like a whole process. I'm on the app, and then if things are really moving along and I'm ready to like meet the person, then I get them onto my, I either give them my phone number or I have also a Google Voice. Depending upon my comfort level of the person, I will give them one or the other. And then One of the reasons I do that is that I found a lot of the dating apps, sometimes they have like a glitch. I've had several where I matched with somebody and I had given them my phone number and then we unmatch. And then they're like, I didn't unmatch with you and you're still chatting along. But if you had just been with the app, you would have lost contact with that person. That person would have disappeared. And it would have seemed like they ghosted you. So that's something I've run into and it's been kind of a challenge. One thing I also do that's kind of, it's my own style in terms of communication with somebody I've met online. Once I've handed my phone number over to them, I kind of have them in like what I call a rotation, where I generally will say like good morning to the person, ask them how their day is, and interact with them on a fairly regular basis. Maybe not every day, but sometimes every day, and just check in how they're doing. And I don't overdo it. Like, you don't want to be like constantly bombarding them. You want to kind of, again, go back and forth with dialogue. But I like to kind of, keep up with that person's life, keep up the communication. And I also make it a rule that if I say good morning to a new person and it goes 3 days in a row or 3 times in a row, I stop. There's no more good morning or whatever. If they come back and they start communicating again, hey, I was sick or whatever, then you continue the dialogue. But don't be like pining after a person. Don't be like begging them. Again, this is not begging anyone, for men or women. If you're if you're following this along and you built yourself up, you're a great guy, you're a great woman, you've got a lot to offer, and anyone would be lucky to get to know you. And you should look at this like that the person going with you is it's a privilege for them to be able to meet you. Thank you for watching the video. In this video, we covered a lot of ways of contact after you've gotten matched on a dating site or any kind of communication. We cover a lot of do's and don'ts. There are definitely some dangers involved in terms of, half the people or more are fakes. Again, don't give money. Don't give money to anyone online at all. This is a process, and continue to work on yourself during this whole process. That's something I'd also recommend. This is a continuation of building yourself up. Don't get in any situations where you feel like something's making you feel less than. If you're having a communication with somebody and they're making you feel bad about yourself or like you owe them something, you need to move on. And no communication, no situation like this is worth, you getting all bummed out or, feeling bad about yourself. So please like and share this video with anyone who may benefit from its content. It's word of mouth from people like you who will help this channel to grow.